Throughout history, varied sightings from around the world concerning a still unknown organism dubbed in the Shadow King have been documented. Although most have been dismissed as either hoaxes, mistaken identity, or simply some from hysteria, the sheer amount of reported sightings have caused the various of innovators into significant research regarding to this creature. To date, its habitats, diet, and so forth remain inconclusive to this day. The following is a small example of the known sighting of the Shadow King through the history, as known as the cryptid creature sightings. These reports should have been taken with a healthy dose of skepticism. The first documented report of the creature occurred in 1937 when archaeologists uncovered the mummified remains of an unknown animal. Said the remains were sent to Smithsonian, but they were quickly dismissed after being faked. At the time, it was right that the hoaxes had hastily stitched together random animal parts, wrapped them in plaster, and then chemically aged them to appear to look like centuries old. However, recent studies showing the modern-day DNA testing indicated that the specimen was very much real. That being said, scientists have yet to determine what exactly sort of creature it had been prior to the death and mummification. In 1955, Billy Johnson, age 15, around the same time as the incident, and he and his friends were on their way to a local diner in Louisville, Kentucky, for some burgers and sodas. During their walk there, it was only a few short blocks down from where Billy lived, with their neighbor's Yorkshire Terrier, whom from Billy referred to as Twinkles, appeared to be agitated or something in the distance. The boys, thinking that their terrier was simply barking at a squirrel, continued on their way to the diner before hearing a yell followed by a loud tearing sound. Billy stated that upon hearing the sound, the dog was gone and the rope leash that she had been tethered to was torn. It quickly notified the police about the incident, though they were unable to find any Twinkies' remains. Police ruled the dog's unfortunate fate was tragic accident and made an official statement that she had been snatched by a hungry eagle. Archaeologists conducting the research at the time as the incident, however, they had stated that there were no signs of eagles near the incident that had happened. The following the transcript is an interview followed by the incident where they occurred near Yellowstone National Park during the year of 1983. The game warden, now you can tell me what happened earlier this evening? I don't know. One moment I was driving and it was dark, and then it came out of nowhere. It just appeared on the road. What just appeared on the road? More like what ran onto the road. I swear, I didn't see it until it was too late. I slammed on the brakes, but I hit it. There was this thud, and I just get sick thinking about it. I see. How did you get out of your car to see if what it was you saw that you hit? Yes, but what? It was gone. What do you mean by gone? I mean is that it must have gone off and ran off as I tried to see where it went. Honest, but it was too dark. I couldn't see anything past my car's headlights. You could have at least made it out what it was you hit. Perhaps I could send you some troops to see whatever you hit was injured or not. A bear maybe? I don't know, a deer? I mean, it was big like a bear, and it had horns or antlers or something, and it moved weird on all fours. Kind of like a kangaroo. A kangaroo? Yeah. You know, like its arms were shorter than its legs. It kind of shuffled on all fours. Oh, and maybe it was sick. I don't know. Well, it appears that you probably hit a sick moose or possibly some farmer's cow wandered off. I don't see the press charges since the whole thing was an accident. You're free to go and drive safely. Most of the recent incident happened during Chinese New Year's in 2013 in Beijing. At least 400 sightings of what appeared to be described as a large horned reptilian creature roaming about. Though the video footage had been recorded, the government has seized all cell phones, cameras, and other means recording devices, as most of the footage had been destroyed, although for small snippets can be found online from time to time, and those caught recording the incident were arrested. To date, the Chinese government was denied by the reporting sightings of the creature and that have gone recorded, saying that the whole thing was more than a little childish prank caused by the massive hysteria. To those who have participated in the celebrations at the time, however, they have stated that they have seen and what they have recorded. it was very real. Many attempts have been made to try and scrutinize of what the little footage had been salvaged on the internet, but there was far too little to make any conclusive evidence to what actually happened that day. As of 2016, there has still been no sightings of the Shadow King to date. It is unknown of what the creature was and when it came from, and whether it was real or merely another long time of hoaxes revolving around them insignificant part of nature. No specimens had ever studied once the mummified remains found in 1937. Marine biologists in Ontario, Canada, have made a remarkable discovery on when the large fleshy mass washed ashore. A mass which weighed about maybe 3 tons had undergone numerous tests, and one of the tests showed their similar DNA to the mummified Shadow King specimen. Scientists are hoping to study mass further, but to show no concerns regarding the strange pulsating movements of the mass that have been taken recently. Update. There is the following notes that are written by one of the scientists that have been studying about the mass back in 2016. The pulsations have become more rhythmic and even been increased tremendously over the course of 3 weeks. As the month of November said, pulsations grew rapidly until the aforementioned mass had ruptured, sending organic flying materials all around directions. But what happened next was one of us were not prepared for it. It slowly emerged from the mass like a butterfly from a cocoon. The creature had to be at least 30 feet tall in length, and then even 14 feet in height. We watched in awe as the growing dread as it stretched its massive wings, still dripping wet from glistening with whatever fluids that could have been uncoated for God knows how long. It then turned itself attention towards us and attacked, the intent on making anything that could fit into its first meal, although several others managed to escape, and a few of our fellow scientists were not so lucky. Upon returning to the site, the creature had escaped and left behind little than what remained of the mass of some scattered limbs of its victims. And that, my little pretties, was The Shadow King, a creepypasta written by Chelsea adams.524. My final thoughts on the story? I'm gonna definitely be honest, this one was actually a pretty interesting creepypasta based on a cryptic creature. Now, I have a feeling that this cryptic creature, from what my perspective is, it looks more of a dragon or something than anything, based on what the pasta really says, because I'm looking at this story, and I honestly have to say that there was not really too many narrations of this one, except for one narration that was done 7 months ago by Mountain Eyes Narration. Now, I did take a look at that story, and it's a pretty good one. In fact, I really do like this pasta. It's really interesting, to be completely honest. Like, I remember I saw it of how good it is. It's just really well done. Now, Chelsea Adams524 is the same person who wrote the daycare story. I remember reading that daycare story, and it might have been about a couple months ago or something, and it was pretty good. So I found out that she actually wrote this story, so I decided to give it a read at this one. It's a pretty good story. I really do find this one to be neat. It's really interesting, I'm not gonna lie. And I actually found this one to be quite amazing. I really do like how the story went out. It actually had a really good concept. I like the grammar of the story, along with the sentence structuring, the storyline of how everything went out, and the flow of it. Oh my goodness, the flow of it went out perfectly well, and I honestly have to say it's definitely a good story. I really do like how it went out. It has a pretty good concept. It's really good and well made, and I really do like how this one, of how it came out of this. I really do find this story to be, quite good for what this is. Now, I kind of maybe think about maybe this story every time I heard of it, but I actually have to say the story was, it's pretty good. Every time I see the Shadow King story, I'm like, holy hell, this story looks pretty good, to be honest. I definitely have to say this story was definitely something. I still really like this one, and I actually, when I first saw this story, it actually looked really well done. Now, I actually really still find this one to be amazing. It's really well done. Still find this one to be, it's a great story. I'm not gonna lie. Now, I did have to say this right now that, the cryptids of where they're coming from and all that, this one was definitely something. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this one definitely was something. So, there's definitely that. I really do find this story to be really interesting. So, to Chelsea Adams, I really like this story. This was awesome, just like the daycare story you did. This one actually was pretty good. So, anyways, I guess with that being the case, that being said, I found this one to be, a good concept. Really like this story. And I recommend you guys check out this story if you haven't. Now, it is, it's on the Great Creepypasta Wiki. And I highly recommend you, check out this story. It's pretty good, to be honest. I really would have to say. Now, I'm not sure when this was, written. But I did know maybe this might have been a recent story. I'm not really sure, but maybe if the author happened to, I don't know, come across this video, maybe she might be able to, maybe take a look at this, this video and maybe just explain, if this was a recent story she did, or maybe this was one of her older stories, because I can't see any comments in this story, so I have a feeling that this might have been a recent one, but, with that being the case, that being said, what did you guys think about this creepypasta? You all enjoy it? Did you all not? Also, what you have done personally to help make this story a lot better? Feel free to let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Oh yeah, and my final rating of the story, I forgot to say, despite my own opinion, you happen to disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions regarding these creepypastas. Simply my own personal thoughts. My final rating of this story would have to be a 10 out of 10. Great creepypasta. I do like the grammar. Everything about this story was flat out amazing. Really awesome job. So to Chelsea Adams, great job with the story. I really do like this one. It's a great story, and I really do hope you make pretty good stories just like this one. So, with that being this case, that being said, what did you guys think about this story? You all enjoy it? You all not? Also, what we have done personally to help make this story a lot better? Feel free to let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. And if you happen to be brand new here on this channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, yeah, please roll the outro because I'm out.